But what I've done over the decades is constantly look for patterns. It's not just a single event or happening that shows you the picture and the direction. It's the common themes between multiple events. So, okay, what is the common connection between all these things that are happening? Okay, yes, on one level, it's the global cult, this network of secret societies that is operating in the background, operating in every country, and directing events to a horrific fascist Orwellian global conclusion if we sit around and let it happen. But what's driving the cult and the secret societies? What are or is the one thing that connects them all? There are connections you can make in the world of the scene, which is that you can follow this gathering influence of this cult out of ancient Babylon into Rome, into the British Empire and the European empires. One of the common themes of this cult is wherever it lays its hat, an empire follows. And we've had colonization empires, and now we have globalization empires, which is an empire of the entire world. So there's those connections. And there's the connections of the secret societies. But go deeper, and you get closer and closer to that which really connects everything in terms of what we'd like to rid the world of. And you get even closer when you ask the question, why do these people around the world that represent this cult, why do they behave as they do? Well, they behave as they do because they perceive as they do. How they see reality, how they see themselves, is dictating what they do in terms of the human population. And so if you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into where this is coming from, you reach that point where you see that where it's coming from is a state of consciousness. From consciousness comes perception, from perception comes behavior, comes desires, comes actions. But it all comes from your state of consciousness. So, what is this consciousness that connects this global network of evil? Whether people follow religions or whatever they do, if only we would just take a breath and stop seeking to impose our bloody will and way of seeing things on everyone else, wokers, we'd realize that there are so many common areas of agreement between belief systems that are apparently completely different. Every time we think, every time we feel emotion, we are generating a frequency that relates to that thought and emotion. So fear, anxiety, depression, hatred, resentment. They all operate in low, slow frequencies, which is why people in those states often say, "Oh, I feel so heavy today," because their energetic field is vibrating slowly in accordance with what they're passing through it in the form of their thoughts and emotions. Love, joy, happiness, fairness, justice, they're all high frequency states generating high frequencies. And thus, when people are in those states, they'll say, "Oh, I feel so light today," because of the effect that their thoughts and emotions are having on their energetic field. So the sum total of our thoughts and emotions is what we call our perceptions, and therefore our perceptions are represented in a field of frequency, an energetic field of frequency, which we are generating. That's why people say, "Oh, I've got good vibes off him," or "I've got bad vibes off her." It's because you're feeling this perceptual field. So this Icke band of frequency represents a perceptual state that is founded on fear. It itself is fear. And it's founded on these low vibrational, mental, and emotional states. And another common theme across the ancient world, and you see it in modern movies too, like The Matrix, is of humans being used to energetically sustain that which is seeking to control them. Remember, the Morpheus character in The Matrix held up a battery and said, "The machines have turned humans into one of these, a source of energy." This Icke is feeding off human energy. It's a vampire. I mean, you look at how that expresses itself in the way the cult works. It's all about vampiring the energy in many and various forms from humanity. What is the banking system which this Icke consciousness created except a vampire operation in which it creates money that doesn't exist, called credit, loans it out as illusory money, and if you can't pay back the illusory money plus interest, they get your home, your business, your land, your resources, your car. What is that except vampiring off the population? But it's deeper than that. They are literally energetically vampiring our energy, and because it's operating in a particular band of frequency based around all the emotions relating in the end to fear, it must, to vampire that energy, pull human awareness, human perception into its band of frequency.